So it's not going to start until Thursday. It's currently scheduled to last until the 2nd of December, so just under a calendar month. It would appear, I think it's yet to be confirmed, but that would appear to leave a window where it can be discussed in Parliament. I wouldn't have thought in broad terms it's likely to meet a massive amount of resistance given the data we're likely to hear from the scientists, but clearly there'll be concern about the restriction on our liberties, and also huge questions about the economic support package. Remember, today is the day that the furlough scheme ends, and the new scheme that did imagine a more benign picture than the one we now face, the new scheme due to start tomorrow, and so no doubt big questions for Boris Johnson in the news conference, for Rishi Sunak, the Chancellor, in the coming days, about what kind of economic package there might be to ensure that that is commensurate with the scale of the lockdown that England is now looking at.
So many issues facing the government. Chris Mason, thank you very much indeed. We'll come back to you around about the time of the press conference when it starts. Thank you. Well, there have been 1,101 new cases of COVID-19 in Scotland in the last 24 hours. 24 deaths have been registered of people who had tested positive in the last 28 days. The figures come as Scotland's First Minister Nicola Sturgeon has told Scots not to travel south to England unless essential. Writing on Twitter, she said the government in Edinburgh would continue to consider data on the spread of the virus in the coming days and take account of any developments in England. Well, our Scotland correspondent Alexandra Mackenzie has been giving us more details, and we can go live to her at our studio in Glasgow. Alexandra, 1,101 new cases. That's sobering news.
Yes, absolutely sobering news. In Scotland, Nicola Sturgeon has pointed out that Scotland is doing better than some of the other nations, but yes, that is still a lot of cases. But it has also been levelling out slightly, so she made that point in that Twitter feed that you mentioned earlier in your introduction. She sent out quite a lengthy tweet this morning, and she said that people shouldn't travel backwards and forwards to England except for essential purposes. That would mean that things like going for a doctor's appointment, or going to help people who needed care, or for going to work. And she did also say that the Scottish Government will take account of any developments in England. But yeah, as she did make that point, that the prevalence of the virus is lower in Scotland. And across Scotland, she has said that we have been under quite strict restrictions, particularly in the central belt. Across Scotland, we haven't been able to visit each other in each other's homes, and across the central belt, pubs and restaurants have been closed. And she also made the point that financial factors would come into any future decision about a lockdown. She said that